It's Paul Hanny here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is going to be the fifth and final video for our React-based personal portfolio website. Um, in this video, we're going to build out the resume, which is what you're seeing here. Something a little different in this video. Everything you're seeing here to the right is based on reusable components. So we're going to build some reusable components that we can then bring in and pass props over to in the resume component. And what else? We've got these progress bars, which we're using to identify our skill sets. Those progress bars are from React MDL, so we'll do that. And yeah, if this is the first video you're seeing and you want to code along from the beginning, just check the URL to the playlist in the description below. Video prior to this, we built out the contacts page. Prior to that, we did the projects page with categories up top and cards representing each project we bring in. Before that, the second video was building this landing page here, and the first video was bringing React MDL, creating this side nav, top nav, and linking everything by using React Router v4. So, all right, let us get started. All right, so we've got our project up. We ran npm start, and this is what it's looking like right now. Okay, empty resume page. So let's open up resume, and let's see. First things first, let's get. We're going to create a grid in a cell. So we're going to import that from React MDL. So import grid and cell from React MDL. And now we're going to build that out. Let's see. Okay. So let's make our grid. Inside of our grid, we'll make our first cell. Let's give that cell a column of 4, and we'll call this left side. Let's copy that over, give this 8, and we'll call it right side. All right, we're going to want to give this a class name. And we'll call it resume dash right dash call. Okay, there's that. So let's go into our CSS, and just wherever you want, I'll go ahead and call this resume page CSS. And let's do resume dash right dash call, and we're going to give it a background of 27221F and color white. All right, and okay, so we're going to start designing the left side first. So let's take left side out. Let's open up that cell and start working inside of it. We'll start off with a div, and we're going to give that div a inline style. Remember the double curly brackets. And let's do text align. Remember the camel case, center. And inside of that div, let's create an image. Let's give some properties to that image, starting off with source. So go ahead and type this URL, https:// www.share icon.net /download /2015 /09 /18 /103 157 _man. I can tell you guys are getting annoyed right now. 512 x 512.png. Alt avatar, inline style, height of 200 pixels. Cool. All right, so this is all the code that's going to go below the image, and but outside of that div. Okay. All right, so let's do an H2. Give that H2 a style. We're going to be doing a lot of inline styling in this video. Padding top is going to be 2 EMs. Inside of that H2, put your name, mine being Paul Hanna. Below the H2, create an H4. Give that H4 a style of color gray, and we're going to put programmer in there. See what that looks like. Okay, so let's do an HR for a line break. Give that HR a style of border top 3 pixels solid, and then this color here 833 FB2, comma, because we're passing in another do width 50%. Below that HR, let's create a paragraph, and we're just going to get some lorem ipsum. There's that line, by the way. Let's get some lorem ipsum. Let's put that in between the P tags. Underneath the P, let's create another HR. In fact, just copy this HR, this line break, and paste it in there below the P tag. Now let's create an H5 and put address. Under the H5, put a P tag, and we're going to do 1 Hacker Way, Menlo Park, 94025. If you guys don't know, that is Facebook's address. H5, oh, no, H5, another H5, phone. Underneath that, let's do a P tag. And let's just put 123 456 456 7890. Under the P, let's do email, another H5. We'll call this email. Below that, put a P tag, someone@example.com. Below that, another H5. We'll call this web. Below that, another P tag. We'll call that mywebsite.com. And then take that HR again and copy it below. Let's see how that looks. All right, so this is going to be, that's the left side. Now we're going to get started on the right side. So let's go to the right cell, take out right side, open it up. Let's start working inside of it. Let's see here. Okay, so let's do an H2 and we'll call that education. Okay, it's all the way to the left, so we want a little bit of padding inside of resume right column. Let's give it padding 2 EM. That should do it. Okay, cool. And then we want to okay, so let's create a new component. Inside of our components directory, new file, and we're going to call it education.js. Let's import React and component from React, class education extends component, render, return, and for now let's just return a div, and let's do H1 and just say education, and let's go down to the bottom and export default education, and then just so we could see it render to resume, let's go to resume and let's bring it in. So we can go here and import education from just dot forward slash because it's in the same directory, and education. Okay, and now we want to call it. We want to call it at the bottom. I believe under the H2. Yeah, education. And if all is well, we should see that H1 that we just created in here, education. So it's going to say education, education. And there it is. So yeah, we created this component separate from resume, and now we're importing it into resume, and this is what we've got so far. Okay, cool. Just want to get a little space here so I can isolate it for a bit. Okay, so here's how we're going to make them reusable. For example, or how we're going to pass over props. We're just going to say like this dot props dot start year, right? And then in here, within the education component, we're going to say start year equals, let's say, 2012. So now it should say 2012. Okay, cool. So now inside of education, let's get rid of all this here, and we're going to build a grid and a cell from React MDL. So import grid and cell from React MDL, and then we'll do that here, grid, open it up, inside let's create two cells, cell column equals 4. We'll call this left side. Let's copy that, but make this one 8 and call it right side. And let's see what that looks like. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's start working on the left side. This is where we'll be passing in the year of your education. So let's do a p tag, and then we'll say this dot props dot start year from this dot props dot end year. And then in the right side, let's open it up, and inside, let's do an H4. Give that H4 a style of margin top 0 pixels, because by default there's the H4s, all the headings come with a little bit of margin. And inside, let's say this dot props dot school, lowercase school name, and then camel case. And then below that, we'll do a p tag, and we'll say this dot props dot school description. Okay. So you're not going to see any of this come up because we haven't passed any props to the component that's been invoked inside of resume. But if we take a look, it's just going to say 2012. Oh, because we did add 2012 within it. So let's do this. Start year, say, I don't know, put whatever year you want. Start year 2002, end year equals 2006, school name equals my university, and then school description equals, and let's put in some lorem ipsum, a little bit shorter. Let's paste that in, and let's see what we get. All right, cool. So now just copy it over. You can change the content within it. So let's just say 2007. End year is 2009, and we'll just say my second university. And there you have it. Okay, so now we're going to start with experience. So underneath the education, the second education component, just put an HR and style it with border top 3 pixels solid, and this color is going to be E22947, and then it's going to be self-closing. Okay. All right, so underneath that, let's do an H2 and say experience. We want to create a new component for experience. So in your components directory, new file, we're going to call it experience.js. And we're going to copy everything over from education because it's pretty much going to be very similar. Paste it in there, but call it experience, capital E. This dot props dot, we're going to have a start and end year. That doesn't have to change. But just instead of school name, put job name, job description, and experience for the export. Okay. So now in resume, let's import it. Import experience from experience, and let's call it experience, and let's pass it some props. Let's do start year 2009, end year 2012, job name, we'll call it first job, and then job description, we'll just take some lorem ipsum and put it in there. And there we have it, first job. So you want to just copy this experience over, this experience component that you called out, do the same thing that we did with our education, just pass in different props. So we'll say 2012, 2016, we'll call it second job. And there's that. Okay. So now under under this experience component, we want to bring in that HR again. Just paste it. And let's do a H2 that says skills. And let's create a component called skills.js. And let's add in the following code. So import React and component from React, import grid and cell from React MDL, class skills extends component, render, return. Let's create our grid. Inside there, let's create a cell with a column equal to 12, and we'll just say my column. Oh, and then export default skills. So now in resume, we want to import this component. So import skills from skills. And then underneath the H2 that we created, let's call it Okay. Let's see if it's rendering. There it is, my call. Okay. So back inside of skills, let's start working inside of the cell. Open it up. And let's create a div. Give it a style of display flex. And let's do this dot props dot skill. And then right next to it, we're going to bring in this progress bar. So in React MDL, under progress bar, we're just going to use this one right here, progress bar 44. So on a scale of 1 to 100, whatever you input into the progress is going to will cover the amount of the progress bar. So obviously, if you put 100, it's going to be 100% colored in. So let's do progress bar. Wait, we're going to import it in. So progress bar. And then here, progress bar. Just do self-closing. We're going to style, well, yeah, let's style it. Give it a margin of auto and a width of 75%. And then, so in progress, instead of giving it a number directly in this component, we're going to pass in this. So progress equals this dot props dot progress, and then we'll just pass in the progress number when you invoke this component inside a resume. So okay, let's see. Yep, I think we're good here. So now in resume, what's it gonna look like right now? It's gonna be nothing. Oh, we just have one empty skill. Okay, so let's pass in the props here. Let's do skill equals JavaScript, and below, let's say progress equals 100. And there you have it. So let's just copy this and recreate it a few more times. Let's say 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's terrible. That's so sloppy. My bad, y'all. Okay, let's just do HTML / CSS. And let's say we're about 80%. Let's do Node.js. We'll say we're about 50%. And let's just say React. Because I suck at React, I'm just going to put 25. Get rid of this. I think that's all we need right now. Let's save it. And let's see what that looks like. All right. So one thing we didn't do, we should have done this a while back, but like we can't get to the home page, right? This is unclickable. So let's solve that problem. Remember, all our nav stuff is in app.js. So inside of header, instead of just giving it a title like this, let's take the quotation marks out and let's do within curly brackets. Let's say we're going to create a link. Link that style with text decoration. none, comma, color is white, and then let's link it to equals /. What have I done wrong? Oh, wait. Yeah, that's terrible. Let's see what I've done. Oh, yeah. Stupid. We'll call it my portfolio. All right, so if we click here, it should be clickable and take us to the home page. All right, and we also want to do that right here, which is going to be the drawer. I think we just copy everything from here. So let's see. Header color, no. So in title, from title all the way to this last curly bracket. Let's copy it and just replace all of this right here. Oh, but we probably want it to, okay, since there, we should probably make that black. And I think this is it. This is the grand finale. The project is over. Yes, we're done. Resume, about me. You guys could take care of that yourselves. Project, contact, everything. Everything works. All right, guys. So pretty proud. Although I think I could. I'm gonna have some much better projects coming up. I'm gonna make them shorter. I don't think people like to code along for more than an hour. So I'll keep that in consideration. I want to do. I've got some good ideas for some upcoming projects. All React. It's either going to be React or React Native based. Next one we'll have. We'll use Firebase as a database, and well, you guys will see. So thanks for coding along, and I'll see you guys later. And we are finished. Okay, yeah, right, and done.